Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new storyline video. It has been a very long time since I've even covered the Season 7 storyline, and in today's video we're going to be going over the end of Season 7 and what we can expect for the start of Season 8. And we'll have a few more videos popping up on my channel over the next few weeks covering Season 8, but in this video I really want to clarify and go in deep on to what actually happened at the end of Season 7. You know, we are all distracted with the Valentine's event which is coming, and also the Marshmallow event, which was pretty awesome. And the storyline was kind of a bit lost, really. I know a lot of people didn't really cover it, many people really didn't follow it, and we obviously know that the actual Ice King trapped the prisoner skin in here, and obviously the prisoner skin escaped, and that's where we are today. So it's interesting to see all this happen in a very short space of time with not many people really that bothered or even covering it. So I thought in today's video I'd like to clarify everything. So before we get too far into it, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's been using my supporter creator code. For those that don't know, the spray should be out this Tuesday, which will be update day, which we'll get into in a second. But, you know, if you haven't already, make sure you go and enter my supporter creator code postboxpat, then go and tweet me at postboxpat, or go and post it in my Discord, and you'll be sure to get a shout out in future map changes and storyline videos. Also, for those wondering, don't buy a skin that you don't like to support me. Make sure if you are going to buy something, make sure it's for you mainly, not just to support me. I don't want people buying stuff just to support me, it's just not worth it. Only buy something if you actually want to get it. That's what I say anyway, and that's the way. It just makes it easier for everybody. But yeah, thank you for everyone who has been supporting me. Much respect to everybody out there. Anyway, let's jump straight into this. So whereabouts do we start with this? Well, the first thing that happened within Season 7 main event towards the end was obviously the Ice King event, the huge ice storm with the ball in the sky, and everyone was thinking it was going to be the new cube. Didn't last very long. I know there was a few people out there, but yeah, that's what happened, and obviously that event was pretty major. You can even see a screenshot here in the week 9 loading screen of that taking place. I'm not going to put the footage in because many of you guys have probably already seen it, but you know, then the prisoner skin actually broke out straight after that. He broke out of this zone here and then escaped straight through this door here, which for some reason was just wide open. You know, if I was the Ice King, I thought I'd at least have metal gates on here so he can't break out. Clearly, he forgot to put them gates on there, and he just walked straight out of here, straight around the back, straight up here, and off he went all the way over to Paradise Palms. And then, as we know, it introduced a brand new campfire system into the storyline and into the gameplay, where he kind of used them campfires to heat up the map. Obviously, he didn't just use them to heat up the map. Obviously, the snowstorm wasn't strong enough to kind of fight against the Fortnite heat, and we had the entire map remove all of the snow up to back where it originally was, and the Ice King himself was kind of like, no. And then from the loading screen, it's clear that the Stowfall / prisoner skin used the fire to break off his chains or kind of locks that are on him, or handcuffs, to get away quicker and kind of maneuver faster. Obviously we know that, and we've been collecting keys around the entire map to actually unlock that ourselves for the skin, and more keys will appear. I'll be sure to cover them on my channel as soon as that does happen. There's still a little bit left to go within the storyline. We obviously know as the weeks continue, he's starting to lose pieces slowly from his armor, and that leads us to Season 8. So there isn't really much of a cliffhanger leading into Season 8 other than the earthquakes which are currently taking place in the Fortnite Battle Royale map. So that brings to me to kind of talk about where exactly are these earthquakes going to take place. Well, we can consider that because it is something which is pretty crucial for the Fortnite storyline. For those wondering, do I think the map is going to melt in Season 8? I'm 70% certain that the map will not melt in Season 8. Now, I don't want to say 100% obviously, because this is only a prediction, but I don't think the map will melt in Season 8. I don't think this will get destroyed, this environment. And the reason I say that is because it's brand new. This area was added in within Season 7. They don't want to just go, oh, you know, we've added this amazing area, all these new points of interests. You know what? We'll get rid of all them for Season 8. We don't really need them, you know. We've spent all that time adding in these new point of interest. We'll just let people play with them for one season and then get rid of them. I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like Season 9 will be that, and we'll talk about that in another video, but that's my reasoning for the actual idea of the map melting. Then for earthquakes, that is where Season 8 is going to have its big part. I feel like the earthquakes are going to be the major part of the storyline. There's obviously going to be something else behind these earthquakes, some sort of boss maybe, some sort of enemy, some sort of substance like the cube dark matter type substance. You know, you get where I'm coming from, that purple substance from the cube, something similar on the lines of that. So if these earthquakes are going to take place, the sort of locations you may see these earthquakes hitting are around Tomato Town and Lazy, more down this corner of the map as well. You know, this section over here has been here for a very long time. I don't think Pleasant will get hit because that will be used probably for future concerts. Maybe this edge of Pleasant could get hit, like in between these mountains. We could even see a mountain crack open, like for example, an earthquake could happen over here at Haunted Hills and crack open the mountain, which would be pretty cool. We could also expect these two areas here, Junk and Haunted, to maybe have a little bit of a revamp, or maybe an earthquake strike them and destroy them, which would be pretty cool. I think something like that would be insane. They also had a crazy Thanos theory, where imagine if the map just suddenly started like fading away. For example, you look at your map, Dusty would fade, Loot Lake would fade. You know, could link in with the Avengers. Probably not. It was just a crazy theory I had one day when I was just kind of daydreaming about what sort of theories could happen. But you go, I mean, things would just fade to white kind of, and something else would appear like a week later in that area, which would be pretty cool. But what I'm trying to get at is Season 8 is going to be earthquake themed. Obviously, the entire season will not be that, but whatever these earthquakes trigger, that's where Season 8 will be wrapped around, definitely. So we obviously have the Prisoner Skin, who's some sort of fire element, who's obviously heating up the map. So he's going to play some sort of part within that storyline. Is he going to summon in some sort of thing? Is he even causing the earthquakes? We don't exactly know. You know, at the bottom of them earthquakes, like inside of the Fortnite map, if we consider it relating it to the earth, it's hot down there and almost volcanic and fire and things like that. So maybe this skin, the Prisoner Skin, has something to do with the earthquakes being triggered. We're not 100% sure. Now, from me experiencing the earthquakes in game so far, I personally believe the most weirdest sounds I've heard are based in Paradise Palms and also Tomato Temple. So that leads me to think potentially these two locations could be sort of maybe I don't know, I don't want to say get changed exactly, because I feel like Paradise doesn't need to be changed. It's a really nice location. It's one of my favourite locations on the map, actually, just because of the design, and it did place moist in my head, but it has been in the game since Season 5, so maybe we could see some changes in the sand biome, or the desert biome, but maybe Tomato Temple, it's time for that to maybe take a hit. Again, I don't think these locations will get a brand new spot. It's going to be interesting to see where Fortnite are going to kind of wipe, because obviously when a season drops, they destroy locations and bring new ones out. I feel like with these earthquakes and stuff, they're not just suddenly going to go, we'll wipe a location. I feel like the location would crack open. A little bit like what happened to Dusty with the natural disaster of the meteorite. You know, Dusty Divot is still there, and it's had a few different transformations throughout the seasons. Obviously, it was completely wrecked at one stage and then kind of got rebuilt for the diner, which is pretty cool, made into a tourist attraction, and it worked out really well. I feel like Dusty probably won't go during Season 8. It's a really nice location, and it's had a lot of changes over time. It may see some cracks affect it. Maybe we would see something open up. Maybe even like, say, the side with Salty on, like this mountain here, could even fall over or crack open into Salty Springs. I feel like something like that would take place, but I don't see any major point of interest spawning up everywhere. I guess there will be one or two, maybe on the Junk side and the Haunted Hills side, or maybe even in the snow biome, but I don't see them suddenly going, we'll wipe Paradise, we'll wipe Lazy completely. I just don't think that's what's going to happen in Season 8, but I don't know 100% obviously. But regarding with the storyline, the way it's currently going, I feel like definitely that Prisoner Skin has something to do leading into the Season 8 storyline. Now, if we consider what happened with the Season 7 storyline, we also know that the AIM skin didn't actually do anything bad within the storyline. He was kind of scouting ahead for his team, and what actually happened was he actually kind of realized that the map was kind of inhabited by people, and that was his job. He extracted all the information about the map and gave it back to not the Ice King. If you didn't know, AIM wasn't actually part of the Ice King's squad. He was actually part of Sergeant Winters and Lynx and that, controlled by them. We see that in one of the loading screens. I'll put that on screen for you guys right now. You can see AIM right there loading up presents, which is really cool. And obviously that plays a big part in the storyline with AIM not being part of the Ice King's team, which makes it interesting because obviously the Ice King was the major villain within Season 7. So, you know, AIM himself and Sergeant Winter may have had a little bit of problems with the Fortnite residents at the start with the planes and stuff, but after good communication and talking to them and stuff like that, we obviously see them become kind of friendly, and the main villain becomes the Ice King when he awakes. So, interesting stuff, really. I feel like it definitely does play a big part in the storyline, the Ice King and stuff. And, you know, I even predicted the ball thing early on with kind of the things that open up the pages here. I predicted them being kind of the things in the skies very early on in Season 7, that something maybe circular was coming. And obviously I got that right. So my predictions and stuff always kind of work out the best they can. I know a lot of people are saying the storyline could also be related to the chairs and stuff. I've seen a few stories around that people are actually making about it, saying how these kings in these chairs, if I can get to them, sorry about this guys, why can't I get to the throne the rooms correctly? It's because this ice is not fully melted yet. There's still a big ice chunk in here. Where is it? This is the chair room. So what I'm trying to say is these here apparently is a big storyline. All these different elements are from different areas and stuff. People are really supporting this storyline. I still feel like probably not, but you know, you never know what Fortnite could do. It could be a big part in the storyline, and there's still an iceberg in here. Like generally, there is still more to discover within Polar Peak. Obviously, these rooms are already constructed, but still there is kind of like an iceberg in here which possibly could be destroyed to unlock a brand new room. So yeah, considering all that's taken place within Polar Peak, we know that the storyline and stuff could have related to the Vikings and stuff like Ragnarok. I know people have kind of made a big thing about that. If you guys want me to make a video on that, I can do. It is a little bit interesting, but personally I don't believe in that storyline. That's my personal opinion, but I'll still make a video on it if you guys want to see that. So comment down below Vikings if you've made it to this point in the video and you'd like to see that. And if you don't really want to see that, comment down below not Vikings. So I can cover that for you guys if you'd like to see something on the lines of that. But that's everything for today's video. I do hope it has given you guys an insight towards Season 8 and where we're going to be going with the storyline and map changes. Remember, if you are new around here, do stick around for daily Fortnite content. Maybe consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. Let me know what you think your predictions are for Season 8. And what do you think of the Season 7 ending so far? Obviously, we haven't 100% finished with the earthquakes yet, so there still is a little bit of a storyline left for Season 8, and maybe during Season 7 and maybe during Season 8 we could see the building at Tilted Towers get destroyed. But let me know what you think of Season 7's ending and what your predictions are for Season 8 in the comment section down below. Like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new around here. It'd be awesome to see you guys returning to future map change videos. And like I said, if you've made it all the way to the end, comment down below if you want to see the Viking video with the word Viking, or if you don't want to see it, just say no Viking. And basically, it goes into depth on a storyline between how the Viking village came from kind of like a portal, and also goes into depth on how Polar Peak relates to that. So if you guys want to see that, I can do that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. Do go to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, like I just said. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.